Hello, this is Jerry Rice and my dog Leonidas. We're here to talk about our video game, Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football.
Undertaker just picked up the Twisty Rockets. GameCube.
Hi. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hello. Hi, Ben. What's
Jeff.
what's the latest? What's the haps? What's the
latest?
Give me the poop.
Here it is. I've been getting migraines.
Migraines. I need a button on this board that just says migraines, but
Hello, this is Jerry Rice and my dog Leonidas. We're here to talk about our video game, Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football.
no, it's one of these days I'll if I just took Vinny up on his offer of teaching us how to use Voice Meter Banana, I could then route the soundboard audio to you and but until then just assume that it's bad.
I feel like we gotta talk about this dog football thing.
Yeah, let's talk about this dog football thing. Get down to what really matters, and that's Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football, but also the entirety of the Pet Sports League.
Yeah, the PSL.
The PSL. The pumpkin spice. Wait, that's the pumpkin spice lattes.
I swear to God. Okay, you linked the Marshawn Lynch Dino Dogs
VR, Dino Dog Football VR
thing in a Discord channel, and I had flashback.
Mm-hmm.
I had a flashback to like talking about this with somebody and it's like really going in it. And if it wasn't with you, because you were saying like that was the first time you ever saw or heard that, I don't know where it was. And did we do anything for this website with that chat? Am I insane?
Yeah. Does anyone know? Have we talked about Marshawn Lynch's Dino Dogs VR, a game that is not out, a game that they were doing? They were taking investors for it. Okay, we're getting some no's, some definitive no's here, and some probably no's. And I
don't know where it was.
Yeah, so this is I found this. So Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football is available on Steam.
Yes.
And I was looking at that last night, and they have just a link there that says like special offer, and then it's just this picture of Marshawn Lynch's Dino Dogs VR, and it's like become an investor today. The investments are on sale, and which was like that's just a conceptually that's a weird sentence to begin with, but then on top of that, it was like they have brought me to their website where they have a YouTube page full of old videos that does like a clip of Marshawn Lynch talking into a microphone saying things like "I'm Marshawn Lynch" and something about dogs. But looked like they were trying to raise funding to bring Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football to other platforms, and also this Marshawn Lynch Dino Dogs VR game. And also the producer of Homeward Bound saying that's why I'm in business with you, because it was like a bunch of weird clips and then overdubbed audio and a lot of other stuff that seemed designed to try to get investment in a really bizarre way.
The whole Doge football thing was where I kind of lost it.
Yeah, if you want to pull that page up and maybe read from it, it's probably easier for you to pull it up here than for me.
This is from the petsportsleague.com. It says Doge. When I'm saying Doge, it's DOGE, like the internet. Doge for fun. Doge for football. Help us make the Shiba Inu dog breed and Dogecoin creator Jackson Palmer as playable game characters in Doge football for iOS and Android device. And if we're really ambitious, Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Wii U. Doge football games currently feature NFL Hall of Famer Jerry Rice along with his dog Nidus. Dog Marshawn Lynch with his dog Ice, 20 popular dog breeds, and 14 human handlers.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to get 279 million Dogecoin to get Jackson, the Shibas, and a beta going, and then milestone 2 is another 233 million in Doge.
What? Why? Why would you do any of this? It's a question from the chat here from Moonspeak. Is this just money laundering?
It has to be. I've been watching a lot of Ozark, and this seems like it's money laundering. They list their contact info. They give their email and their Skype.
Okay. Yeah, there's in the clips you see the guy Dan Mueller, I think is his name, who's the head of the Pet Sports League, or the developer. I'm sorry, Judo something. And it's
Judo
like,
Baby.
yeah, Judo Baby, and it's him talking about why this VR football game is going to be good. And also, but it's like clips saying like, it's clips of reviews that you look at and go like, these were kind of written tongue in cheek, but they're presenting it to investors. So they're like, the world's leading authority for reviews, IGN, gave Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football the same score they gave to Madden. They both got 7s, like basically like trying to imply that like, no, this is a really good football game on top of that, which is like, it's like such a different product that like the idea of comparing the two is fucking nonsense. And it's like these same
A lot of
quotes,
shots of like families on their couches with their Wiimotes going like, woohoo!
dog football. And so like I feel like weirdly poisoned because Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football was this pure ridiculous thing that you're just like, oh man, there's so much Wii shovelware. But this game is, if I remember correctly, that game was like slightly better than you would think, and so they at least had that going for it. But they've tried to double down in such a ridiculous way where they've taken all of this coverage that was like, there's like an interview clip from some website I hadn't heard of, but it's like they took video of their E3 interview, and it's like a guy going like, move over, Madden, and like you look at it and you're like, oh, this guy was kind of fucking around, like whatever. But there's like, jocks, your time is over. And it's like they're using that as a serious way to try to raise money. And it's fucking crazy. And the whole thing just has like such a scam vibe to it. And all the videos are super old, but the website has been updated. But it's a bizarre rabbit hole if folks at home want to spend some, if you're looking to waste some time out there on bad stuff on the internet, then maybe petsportsleague.com might be or just the start where I started, the Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football page on Steam, and see where that takes you. If you end up on the Pet Sports League YouTube channel, you'll find the same short bits of footage cut up a bunch of different ways from years ago as they were trying to raise funding. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. We get voicemails left by folks here at the compound.
707 398 2357. I don't know if that was right. 394-8358.
Yeah, 707 exit flu, but numbers.
But numbers. You got to like use the phone numbers.
You got to use phone numbers to call people on the phone. And so if you call us on the phone, you could leave us a voicemail, as these folks did. Here's the first one. Let's hear it. And here we go. That's coming out of the wrong speaker on my end as well. I also had the audio routed wrong. Hang on. I
could hear it.
You could wait. You could hear it?
I could hear it.
You could hear it?
I could hear it.
Output device in Discord needs to be set to this. I plugged my headphones into a different USB cable, and it decided to start calling the headphones something different. And then now I had to redo everything.
Love that shit.
I love that shit. That's that shit I do like.
I do like it.
Hi, this is Nathan from Tumwater, Washington. What's the worst breakfast you've ever had?
I like the way the force that Nathan hangs up.
He disconnected that call with authority. Like it. Yeah, it sounded like someone slamming down a phone, and I like that.
One time I had an omelet that inexplicably, and I made everyone who I was with taste it.
Mm-hmm.
It tasted like wood.
Nice wood omelet. Was it wood fired?
It was just like it was a bacon, egg, and cheese omelet from Lions. Shout out to Lions, rest in peace. It was the Santa Rosa one, but it just tasted like wood, and we were all flabbergasted. And I was like, it was so bad, and it tasted so much like wood. And the only thing I could keep saying over and over was it tasted like wood. That when the waitress came to ask if everything was okay, I just said, it tastes like wood. And she just looked at me and she's like, do you want me to send it back? And I said, no, because I was embarrassed.
No. My compliments to the chef.
Woody Woodpecker.
Yes. And he pokes his head out and he goes, ha ha ha. And then this, not enough Woody Woodpecker. It's a Woody Woodpecker kart racing game.
Oh.
I think. Right? That happened. Now I got to look it up, and I have to look it up on my phone because all these scenes are so exquisitely produced and captured that Woody Woodpecker, save search off, kart.
Oh, rankings of kart racers. Konami Crazy Karts would definitely be in the mix.
Yeah, Woody Woodpecker Racing for the PS1. Known in Japan
one
as
other character from the Woody Woodpecker universe.
Those magpies count?
Dude, I don't know.
He had nephews. They did like a Huey, Dewey, and Louie type thing with Woody Woodpecker in later years where he had like kid woodpeckers, I think.
Hold on. Okay, I just pulled up the Woody Woodpecker Racing Wikipedia page.
Known in Japan as Woody Woodpecker no Go Racing, which is a great...
Yeah. The entirety of the article is like 2 sentences. Gameplay. In the game, you race around various characters from the Woody Woodpecker cartoons in 16 different tracks set around the world. The gameplay is similar to Mario Kart. Reception. The movie got a middling reception from critics.
Great.
That's
Perfect.
I
need to see... I want to see if the characters page section on giantbomb.com is filled out for the Woody Woodpecker game because I want to know who else is in this fucker. Who were the other ones? On my laptop over here, Woody Wood P. That should be enough. The 2012 iPhone game. There's the Woody Woodpecker franchise page. Follow the antics of Woody Woodpecker and friends in this cartoon-based franchise. Oh, that's funny. They spelled cartoon with like they did for the Woody Woodpecker. Did you do this for the Christmas? Play as characters from the Woody Woodpecker universe in this fast-paced racer. Characters include Woody Woodpecker and Chilly Willy. You know who Chilly Willy is? The penguin?
I know the name.
Yeah. I guess that's
the medical condition, but not the character.
Mm-hmm. I don't immediately recognize Chilly Willy as being part of the Woody Woodpecker universe, but I'm think like IP and conceptually and business-wise, it all came from a similar place. We're just gonna have to hold on a sec. I'm gonna have to make some. I'm gonna load up. I think I have the means
Load it up
to
engage
in some of Woody Woodpecker's famous antics right now, and I'm gonna see here. Let's see, drag this over here, over your face, and then go down to this and click this. And if you want to take some, if you see any questions in the chat or anything that you want while I'm doing this,
have you ever seen the video with David Lynch introducing his Woody Woodpecker dolls? He referred to them as his boys.
Yes. I've heard the story at least.
I've not seen that. What's the sexiest number? Is it 8 because it looks like a butt, or is it 69? 69 itself is not. Well, I guess it is a sexy number. I'm gonna go with 3, but you got to look at it from the right angle.
All right. Your face is now a Konami logo.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're going to find out the other characters that Cyrox put into this Konami published game here. I'm going to play the second voicemail while we
3 a.m. boy.
Actually, all right, great. It made the noise. No music so far. There we go. You can't hear this music, Ben, but it is amazing. Quest mode. Let's see if we want to do single race because we want to see what the other characters are. Here we go. It's got Woody, Wally Walrus, Buzz Buzzard, Winnie, Chili Willy, Knothead, and then 3 unlockable characters.
Knothead.
Brazil is the first area. We're going to go to Brazil.
Brazil. USSR.
This loading screen, just the background, it's like the Joker took it. It just says ha 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 over and over again.
Pretty damaged.
Yeah. I'm kart racing. That character just picked up a giant hot dog.
Okay, I broke off a piece of the music here. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
This looks a lot like Crash Team Racing.
It's very much like hop around a corner and get your drift on.
Yeah. You gotta hit those spirals. Oh, you hit a fish!
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucked.
I'm fucked. I have 3 hot dogs according to that menu down there. I don't know.
Well, you chose burger, so I'm sorry. You gotta.
Oh, okay. You can also hit L2 and R2 to just straight up chomp. It's like road rash.
Pecking.
It's more of a pecking, I guess. Yeah, I'm pecking the air pecker.
I play a game called Air Pecker.
Yeah.
Death don't look great.
No. I fucked that guy up. I want to peck this guy. I want to get him with my pecker. I got him. Alright. That's that. We
No, my head! Ah!
Oh, God. Let's take the next voicemail here.
This is Brian from Attica. It's 10:30 p.m. where I'm at, but I have a toddler, so it's pretty much my 3 a.m. Anyway, in the cartoon show James Bond Jr., James Bond Jr. refers to James Bond as his uncle. So is James Bond Jr. like how is he a junior? Like did James Bond do some illicit fornication with his sister, or is he like an illegitimate son who calls him Uncle James? I'm confused. Also quite tired.
Yeah, picture this guy so tired. Sleep schedule has just been demolished.
Listen, man, I gotta find out about this though. So it could be that James Bond has a brother that was married to someone, and then that maybe he was cheating on. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a James Bond's sister situation, right? Doesn't necessarily. Okay, what I'm saying is this doesn't necessarily have to be incest. It could just be adultery, right?
Yeah, it could just be nice. Which James Bond is famous for loving.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very on brand for a James Bond. Is to be fucking anything, anything, cars, gadgets of all types. Q is constantly getting things back in a state that's just like,
this is called a flashlight.
Oh God. Only 4 of them were made and given to Pixar representatives. So I guess the thing here is, it's Junior has a very specific thing attached to it, but he could be James Bond the second in that situation, right? If we assume that nothing untoward happened and James Bond is just his uncle, he could theoretically be James Bond the second, and that could be legit. Is that how that work? Is that how that does that work that way?
Yeah, I also saw Lieutenant Squiggs pose that what if the brother's name is also James Bond?
I suppose.
Like there's James Bond, the one we know, 007, and he has a brother also named James. And
but
that
he's
way,
James Pond, but he married someone whose name happened to be Bond and decided to take her name.
Oh yeah. So he's actually James Pond Bond Jr.
Yeah. Hyphen it, Pond Bond. Also, someone else suggested that like James Bond is kind of a title and not necessarily a person, which I don't know enough about the actual lore to tell you that.
Yes.
But
They're
I mean, multiple
like, all the
actors,
00
obviously. Yeah,
agents
they've
are
all been 007. But I always thought that his name was just James Bond. Jimmy Bond. You should go by Jim Bond.
Jim.
Yeah, like Lib says 007 is the title, not the name James Bond. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Also, but yeah. So I don't. Maybe he's just maybe it's like his hacker. Maybe he's just maybe he just thought it would be a cool name to name himself after James Bond, his uncle, and take on that name. I don't want to think about this anymore.
I got nothing.
It hurts to think about. So I'm just going to play the next voicemail here.
Hello, Ben and Jeff. It is almost 3 a.m. here.
Hang on a sec here. Waterfall Voyeur in the chat here with another follow-up question here. Is this proof that Junior from Minnesota Fats Pool Legend is canonically James Bond? Junior being the guy who turns on Minnesota Fats and ends up going to work for Minnesota Fats' rival, and he's got to go face Junior after the fact. By his name being Junior, maybe maybe James Bond Jr.'s name is just Junior, like they named him Junior, but then he just refers to, maybe his uncle is Minnesota Fats a 00 agent? Is 007 Pool Legend, billiards assassin, Minnesota Fats of the Saturn game, Minnesota Fats Pool Legend, but also of real life because it's just Minnesota Fats. Have you seen the cutscenes to Minnesota Fats Pool Legend for the Sega Saturn? Might I recommend sometime checking out the cutscenes to Minnesota Fats Pool Legend for the Sega Saturn?
I'll add it to the queue.
Put that on the short. Let's get back to this voicemail.
Side of Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm playing Ridge Racer Type 4 right now.
Great.
Because Jeff recommended it last after show.
Sure. Seems
Holy
like something
shit!
I do.
Why aren't racing games this fun anymore? It seems like they're either kart racers or they're trying really hard to just simulate everything and make the wheels as round as possible. What are some fun arcade racers from the PS1 and PS2 era? I'm looking for new stuff to play. I don't know. Hope you're doing well. Stay safe. Bye.
I mean, it's PS3 era, but I really liked both Blur and Split Second.
Yeah, and those are... Well, Split Second is his own thing. I feel like Blur is like a fancy Mario Kart. It's a fancy kart racer or a fancy Wipeout. Right? I mean, because it's very weapons focused.
Yeah, it is. It's it's a little. It's like the driving is more arcadey, but it does like have those Mario Kart items.
Yeah. R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, great music, great game. If you can get your hands on the JogCon controller, which has a little wheel in the middle of it for you to turn with your thumbs, it's just a cool. It's got force feedback. It's got a little weight on it, so it's hard to turn sometimes, and that's fun. It's a cool ass game. And
Onrush. That's a good suggestion.
Oh yeah, Onrush is a lot of fun.
I wonder how it is to find an online game of Onrush right
It'll
now.
throw you in with bots if it can't find players, so you could still theoretically do it, I think. But yeah. Man, yeah. All right, well, let's get to the next voicemail here. We got two more voicemails.
Hey, 3M boys, Mike from Minnesota. I was wondering if you had to get any cybernetic enhancement, like on some cyberpunk shit, the genre, not the franchise. What would you get? Anyways, stay safe. Bye.
Eyes.
I feel like, yeah, yep. I was gonna say the classic example is like the cat eyes. You know,
Yep.
like you can do like low vision light. You can do.
Yeah, some straight up Lupus Yonder boys, man. Just like, I want to have a heads up display. I want to have the internet in my eyeballs. I want to be able to see color, or better than color. I want to see all. I want to fix my bum eyes, one, and then also I want to have eyes better than eyes. Cyber eyes. That's what I would go with.
I want. I'll just take a whole robot arm.
Yeah.
Strong grip on the hands. Maybe a little console in the forearm here that I could like plug into something to hack.
Or like
a keyboard.
a Pip Boy, something nice on your arm there that you could interact with.
I still want like one real one. I'd probably go for the left cyber, right real. Actually, I might go right cyber. I feel like dominant hand being the cyber hand is the way to go.
I would want to think that a cyber hand could adjust to become as good as your dominant hand, no matter what, through some kind of autocorrect sort of thing. That it would just kind of, it would be as good as a dominant arm. So I think you could get an offhand cyber hand and still have it be accurate and powerful the way you would want. But still have one hand that's, flesh, because you just never know when you're going to need a hand.
Do the Bubble Bobble Dino's bubbles smell like dino spit? Or do the Bubble Bobble Dino bubbles smell nice? Thank you.
Before this voicemail, I would have told you they smell nice.
Yeah.
Just like seeing it in the arcade, I was like, oh, pretty. They're pretty colors.
Right. It's like it's fun. It's soap. It's not soapy per se. It's like a lavender. It's like a lavender smell.
Sure, but now they probably smell like spit.
But like Bub and Bob, well, I mean, they're people turned into dinosaurs. I was gonna say Bub and Bob seem like cute candy dinosaurs. Like maybe they would have cute cotton candy spit. But they're just dudes.
I'm on the bubblebobble.fandom.com wiki trying to learn more about Bub.
We need a doctor. Could we get like word to Fauci that we need someone to weigh in on this, an expert? Like I feel like he would know.
History, not a lot in here about like his diet.
About Bub or Bob's diet.
Yeah.
Well, they eat a lot of candy.
I'm on the Bub page right now.
Okay.
They don't share a page.
But like if you think about all the collectible food in Bubble Bobble, it's all candy. That's thick, sugary spit. It's blah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at like this image here. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. It's from Bubble Bobble 2.
He's got a puke!
And he's just like
He's got a puke!
Yeah.
And that guy's freaking out who's looking at it.
Mm-hmm. It'd be pretty freaky to see.
It'd be freaky, but you can also tell it's a little stinky.
Like stink lines coming off a bubble. Huh. Well, I don't know. I think that the whole game has such a candy colored look to it. A lot of the enemies even look like candy like, and the dinosaurs do, and all this other stuff. I'm going to say that there's like a cotton candy, sugary, sweet, like sickly sweet. Like it's not necessarily good.
Like when you eat too much sugar and you have that taste in your mouth.
Yeah. But it's not as bad as just straight up dinosaur spit would be. Because I figure a dinosaur probably has pretty bad breath, but these aren't just run-of-the-mill dinosaurs. And so I think it's probably okay. I think it's probably okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll calm down.
Okay. I don't. It doesn't seem good. Carabit asks, "Do Bub and Bob make bubbles because they're perpetually drunk?"
I hope so. I would be too if I got turned into a dino.
Yeah. Paul W. Graham asking, "Is Bionic Commando cyberpunk?" I mean, no. You got a robot. You got an arm, but it's not. I don't think they really capture the full tropes. You could rope it into that if you really wanted to be very open in your interpretation of cyberpunk, but it's just cyberish technology. It's not necessarily. It's not. That's like asking, is Robot Jocks cyberpunk? And then yes, of course,
like,
it is.
Like cool tech stuff predates cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was just like, let's take that and also some political themes and some other stuff and wrap it all together.
Yeah, exactly. There's more to it than that. The pull quotes says, I have a PDF. Oh my God. I want to see this, but maybe I don't. I have a PDF of the production Bible for James Bond Jr. It's a 33 meg PDF. I'm checking it as we speak. That's a dark road.
Please leave us a voicemail if you find anything interesting.
Yeah, please leave us multiple voicemails or just one long voicemail with everything relevant or important that you've learned from the James Bond Jr. production Bible. Also, I kind of want to see the James Bond Jr. production Bible. But that's a dark road. Ben?
Once you become Gordo's friend, you're a friend for life. There's nothing he wouldn't do to risk for you. Gordo is absolutely without fear to the point of total recklessness. It's not that he's brave or daring in the sense that James Jr. is, but rather than that, in his childlike way, he can't even conceive of ever being hurt.
That's all right. Trevor Noseworthy IV, the stuck-up son of the Earl of Worcester. Trevor is flat out jealous of James's charm, popularity, and cheekiness. The two frequently find themselves in competition for the same girl, the same spot of the team, the same academic award, and Trevor will stop at nothing to win.
Jaws. He's so invincible that when he was thrown into a pool of piranhas, he ate the piranhas.
Help the bear, Jaws says. Jaws and E40 both implore you to help the bear. This is Scum Lord, the veiled founder of Scum, who keeps his identity secret, but makes no secret of his motive: world domination. Captain Walker D. Plank, a modern-day pirate, and so on and so forth. High-tech pirate ships.
Like Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah, pretty much. And let's not forget Dr. No, who started the whole thing. Jesus. This is... Okay, I'm going to save that for later. I'm going to read that on my own time. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We'll see if there's any... just wrapping up stuff in the chat here, questions from the chat before we take off. I gotta go handle some phone calls, and I gotta go. I'm hopeful for. Well, I guess I said too much. All right, so it's been 3 months since we've had the baby in a leg brace for hip dysplasia, and we went for X-rays yesterday as the hey, is this leg brace working? And today we are supposed to get a call from the doctor to say if the if it worked or not. And so hopefully that went well, and hopefully it went great. And then we can just take the brace off and set it on fire and all this other shit and never put her in it again. Cause God damn it, it's terrible. But, there's a range that it could be, from, and at the far end of the range is probably surgery, which is probably no good. But
Jeff, I gotta say, you saying that was 3 months ago is really, really fucking with me, because that feels like 2.5 years ago.
Exactly. In some ways, it feels like 2.5 years, and then in the other way, where it was like, oh, our follow-up appointment. Like it was like for me, it was like, oh shit, already. Yeah. Time is fucked at both ends on that stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna go prep for that. They're supposed to be calling in a little bit here, so I gotta go. But before we go, I'm going to hit all these buttons a zillion times, and you're not going to hear it, Ben, but maybe you should download the Giant Bombcast Aftermath wherever fine podcasts. That's what we call them now.
Pobocasts.
Let's get your Pobos. Load up on some Pobos and get it going.
You're busted.
Undertaker. The Undertaker just picked up the Twisty Rockets.
Shriner says Pabo means stupid in Korean.
Oh.
Tune in next week for more important facts.